Alright, YouTubers. So it's going to be game number 3 of C-OSL versus Reinforced here. So let's hope this is going to be a good game. Last game was pretty entertaining. The other side facts that I was talking in the chat way more than I was before. But we've gotten past that. Why don't we go on to our next game here? So, and also this is actually interesting. Reinforced is level 14 compared to a level 16 C-OSL or Jaedong, or fake Jaedong, which is even surprising because maybe Reinforced just hasn't gone up to a speed. I mean, Reinforced is playing really awesome this series. I don't know. So map's gonna be Jade as well for game 3, guys. Scan is level 20, really? I know he got brought into a Chinese team. I know that. Level 20, that's like way too good for Scan. But anyway, spotting on the bottom left as the red Zerg, it will be Reinforced here, or the yellow Zerg, or the yellow Zerg, it will be C-OSL. His opponent will be the red Protoss, spotting in the top left. On Jade, it will be Reinforced. And oh, cool, they don't even have to change colors this time. So apparently, after my rant from the beginning part of last game, now has been completely negated because now, of course, they didn't ally. He didn't ally Reinforced. Okay. Oh, all right. Whatever. But every other video, they've allied different players. They alternate, like they change all the time. So Jade for these spawns. You know, I don't think we're really gonna have to really see much. I mean, Protoss may eventually take their natural third. Because they'll be able to put more gateways there and potentially just rally more units there. May not, may choose to, you know, expand horizontally to the right if so choose. We'll have to find out. Looks like it's going to be a standard 4 FE to follow this up with. Fantastic stuff there. And, yeah. Reborn's asking if they use Bisu build or 4-hatch style. Is Bisu... I don't know what those are. I know there's like 2 base all-ins, and then there's... You take off a far off 3rd base, and then you can either go into 4 base Turtle Zerg, or you can go into just standard like 5-hatch Hydra. Either way works either. Oh, Corsair, Zealot. They can go either one. They go most Zergs of what I've seen in the Chinese scene currently do 3-hatch Hydra. Take off a far off 3rd base. Everything normally is pretty consistent throughout, at least what you're used to in the foreign scene and Chinese scene. I don't watch a lot of Pro League. I came to the scene very late for Korean scene, so I never really got into it. That being said, I'm more of a foreign person anyway. I've just never been able to get into Korean stuff. I don't know why, but they're very high level, so I'm not gonna... They're not bad players by any means, but we went Nexus before Cannon, which... I didn't see what Reinforced... What, Did C-OSL open with an 8... with a 9 pool again, or an over pool? Did he? Because he made more lings out. And that wall is not tight, by the way. I believe it's not, at least. I think on the gateway side, on the right side, it's not tight. But I could be wrong. Yeah, I think he did. I think he canceled the cannon. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. And we have what? No lings out yet? Yeah, no. Okay, this is very odd for C-OSL. Not a single ling out. I think he normally has like a pair or 2 out by this time in the game anyway. But I could be wrong. So, no cannon. No, wait, or is that a cannon right there? And our caster friend says that is not tight, which, yeah, that's not tight. On the forward side, that's what I'm thinking of. The forward side, that's not, it's not tight. Alright, so the layer's going down. Okay, so everything's looking very, very standard for Sai, other than the fact that he doesn't have a lot of lings out yet, which I think is what he normally gets set up like an ish contain, just to know exactly when the opponent is going to be coming out. But wow, okay. I'm sure she gave me more camera shots to figure out what's going down. Cybercore's finishing now, so we only have one cannon, but that would make sense because Sai this game has not gotten any lings really at all, which is peculiar. Like, not okay. I think there's like the first set lings coming out now. And I wonder if that's partially the reason why he always loses one of his, every time whenever the Protoss pushes out for him, he always takes so much damage. I'm wondering if it's the reason being is that he makes so many lings to figure out when Protoss is pushing out, where he doesn't have, where they will all like die, or they're trying to come back and they're still taking damage when they're running away. And I wonder if that's the reason why he always loses his third or natural, at least in the past 2 games. So, yeah, just an interesting thing there. I don't know. And also, if you're wondering about the orange thing, the orange Chinese text, when the stream goes live for the Chinese people, when they have their own like server and stuff like that to do their own streaming stuff, they don't use Twitch. The chat is actually synced up with it, so it will show up like everyone's comment sometimes. So that orange text is not for me. It's just that people actual live comments that happened during the time of the initial cast, which was, I think was like, well, what day is it? Well, it's Wednesday now, around 9:30ish my time. I'm 12 hours different from China. So about 12 hours ago, this is when these games were actually played, which would have been 9:30 this morning, necessarily for me, Eastern Standard Time, because it would have been Wednesday night there. So, okay, so we have the Corsair up here. Could he scroll up? Okay, so no range. Okay, well that's a very fast range. That's a very, very fast range, and no Citadel. Is he gonna go goons against Zerg? Why on earth would you do that? Maybe to combat Mutalisks? I mean, Sai has gone it in the past, and I'm wondering if that's just. But Goon, I mean Corsair, we got to go to Double Stargate. Well, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Not enough lings to really go. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, so he's making a heavy amount of goons, but he skipped Citadel tag, I think. And the 4th base is going down for Sai now. And the Corsair does identify that. He does see the drone there, at least. And so he's going to go, like, mass goons. But I've just never really seen a point for goons other than ultras at this point. I mean, and Sai is not a player that rushes hive tech. Like, to go ultras really fast. And 4 bases with, like, 4 gas is probably enough to supplement ultras. Maybe 5, maybe. But because Hydras aren't even that bad. But alright, so he's going to be pushing across the map here. Getting +1, if not 2, on his goons for attack. Click on a goon, click on a goon, click on a goon. These skirts are going to die. He's going to be trying to get up. Well, goons aren't bad for breaking down Sim Cities, though. That's true. That's very, very true. And now we have a lot of lanes coming out. Might lose an Overlord. But I can only... These goons, like what Reborn saw, or what Reborn said in the chat, it was saying, well, there wasn't a very high amount of lings to begin with, so he's going a lot of goons. Now, these goons can do pretty much wonders to kill off a Sim City. They have a high enough range and pretty much get out of range of Sunkens, and then the Zealots can hopefully clean up later, or just use your goons to clean up, because they're out of range of a lot of the Sunkens. They're not taking hits to get in range of the Sunkens, like unlike Zealots do. That being said, if we all of a sudden have like a sandwich attack of lings here, it could be bad. He's really restricted though. But what Reinforce has done right here is actually really awesome. He's made it so that even if there was a sandwich attempt, or, you know, counter push, pincer attack is what I'm looking for. But anyway, so he's got the full drones right here, and is it going to be enough to really deal with this? It's not going to be enough. It may have just offer enough time to get up Sunkens and or more time to get up Lings. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. But even so, he has to put down an Expo behind this, though. That's so many goons. That's just so many goons right now. But yes, it makes sense because he didn't have enough flings here. That would totally make sense. And dun 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 dun. There we go. Mutalisks though aren't. I guess they're kind of neutral units to each other. Mutalisks to Dragoons. I wouldn't say really one favors the other. However, though, if you can get enough Mutalisks to start target firing Dragoons, that's not bad either. But all this time, though, reinforced attack really didn't do too much. It's killed off a couple drones. That's fine. But the thing though is it's just you know, hurt his economy a little bit by you know sending in drones to make sunken colonies, stuff like that. But it looks like he's gonna lose all these goons just to pure Mutalisks. And again, Sai is just like 9 pool Mutalisks every ZVP, and it might just work this game. Or at least he's gonna at least clean up the Dragoons. I'm not sure if it's gonna win him the game, but beside the point. Let's see. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Reborn was saying why Mutalisks ultimately want to be killing up probes, and that totally makes sense. And I'm looking at there's only one cannon. That amount of Mutalisks out could do a good amount of damage here. No Corsair out, so actually Mutalisks are actually very viable right now. But yeah, that's what you said. That makes very much sense right there. But he needed those Mutalisks to play defensive. But now there's really nothing going to stop him from going into harass now, because now there isn't Dragoon going down, breathing down his neck. Now he's just going to go run into the Dragoons, and okay, so he's just going to go mass Mutalisks. Okay, but again, just like Reborn was saying, go attack the mineral lines. And Mr. Elliott drone right there. Yeah, mass Mutalisk versus mass Goon. And here come the Lings. Okay. Yeah, third should have gone down. But I'm wondering if he even had the economy to do it with the amount of goons that he was producing to pressure for so long. I'm just wondering if that was ever possible. But yeah, he should have put down a third. Well, there goes down the Expo. If you want a Hydra transition, yeah. But he probably wanted Mutalisks anyway for harassment factor. And number 2, potentially from that choke point, it's sometimes hard to get Hydra that aren't going to be clumped up in dumbass AI to attack. So Mutalisk will give you better control, probably in that circumstance. It's probably the reason, might have been the reason. And also, Sai-Sai's gone Mutalisks every single time. Like, every single ZVP. And he's just going to go in here. Lings are going to do a good amount of damage against Goons. More, I didn't even see the other patch. Mutalisks right here. +1 Carapace versus what? +1 upgrades on the Dragoons. If he clicks on one, click on okay, +1 on the Dragoons right there. So the upgrades do equal out here, but it looks, well, this third's gonna have to get canceled. That's for sure. And any other damage is just gonna be awesome. Well, at least for Sai-Sai. Yeah, this is kind of a sloppy game from Reinforced after the last game. I'd say. I'm not sure if it was just me, but those engagements for Reinforced last game were just perfect, in my opinion. But yeah, all right. So more Lings are going to be coming in here, and should be able to do. I mean, there's DTs out, and there's no Overlords in sight, but he probably got Overlord speed in this time. I don't understand why he wouldn't. And because there was no Corsairs, it didn't work. And maybe this is what Sai initially wanted. Maybe he like thought maybe Goon was gonna come out so he can go Corsair or go Utilist. I don't know if you would be that analytical about it, but I mean this is very high level StarCraft. He's a level 16 after I think it's level 16 out of 20, and 16 is equivalent to semi-pro level. So yeah. There's the 1G by Reinforce right there. So game 3 is actually going to go down to Sai right here. Nice for that. Cool. Nope. Cool. All right, so game 3 is now completed, guys. People on YouTube, comment, rate, subscribe if you like our videos on iCup StarCraft TV. Puka signing out for you YouTubers.